Hey guys, and welcome to day 3 for malware analysis. And as I mentioned earlier in one of my tweets, I was able to bypass the VM check that was implemented in the malware called discord beta.exe. This is day 3rd of proceeding ahead with the analysis, and I further investigated even after bypassing the VM check on the malware. There were some either there were some additional checks in place, or it was doing something that is not so detectable, that isn't so loud, because even after I disabled VM check, I patched the binary to remove that VM check and proceed ahead. I was able to get some IOCs, but they were not solid enough. I did not see any particular network connectivity or such signature that it's an info stealer, it should have gathered credentials from the installed services on the machine or from the users folder and send them over network to some place, but it isn't doing so. Maybe it doesn't do that immediately. Maybe I mean, I haven't fully analyzed it further, but yes, I was able to bypass the VM check that was in place. So right now I have resetted my machine back to the snapshot, and I'll follow through how exactly I bypass the VM check. So let me just drop down the malicious executable onto the VM. It's in the sandbox. Oh, wait, it's in the Linux sandbox. Okay, never. And discord beta.zip. So here is our file. 7-zip extract to here, of course. So one way I was able to I so the it was a very hacky thing to do. I noticed when the VM check failed, it was throwing a pop-up. To throw a pop-up in a Windows application, I think it's one of the method called from the DLL that is provided by the Windows. So while I was tracing through the program calls or system calls made by the application, I found that call to message box function, message box A. So if we look at new private window, if we look at message box A function, so it's a displays a model dialog box that contains system icon, set of buttons, and a brief application specific message. So from there, I set a breakpoint on this function in the DLL, and from there I traced back the caller stack. I traced back the stack and located the condition that was failing to that was uh, not I should not say fail, but that was placed to check for VM signatures. So from there, how did I patch the binary? I just um, flipped the condition. If it was jump if zero, I changed it to jump if not zero. A very simple patch to bypass it. On more depth of it, I found out that it was detecting the presence of VM by the disk identifier registry. So if I go in device manager on this machine, and if I go under the disk drivers and details, so there is a registry key that has the string SCSI and VMware in it. So the check was implemented that if SCSI and VMware is found from the uh, disk device descriptor, fail the check and throw a message that it's a emulated environment and emulated environments are not supported. I don't know the exact location of the registry, but I saw that in the program's memory, that string in the program's memory. So I'll try to recreate even that and see if we are able to trace it back here. Let me just place myself here for the better view. All right. So first things first, we start our debugger, um, x64dbg. I'll load our binary, which is I think I should I oh I when I took the snapshot, it also reset the Windows scaling. So I think this text is too small to read on stream. Let me just fix that. Display. Yep, I think that works. That is much better. See, I see. So we go to the symbols tab, and I think the user32.dll has that function message box. Here it is, message box A. So I'll set a breakpoint, toggle a breakpoint here, and then just let the command execute, let the binary execute. So as you can see, it has reached the message box A function with the error and the string this program doesn't support virtualization. So if I follow through, let it run, I'll get an error. If I press OK, the program will terminate. So we are on the right path. We have toggled the breakpoint on message box function, and we have halt the program just at message box. To know what has caused the message box to appear in first place, we can trace back through the call stack feature of this debugger and see what piece of code has called the message box function, and what was the piece of code that called that specific piece of code to call the message box. So it's a more of a reverse recursion to follow through. Um, it's more like following a trail of breadcrumbs. I don't know if that sounds right in this context, but that's the way I'm trying to put it. Just a second. All right, so let's rerun the program. Okay, this is entry point for the main of Discord beta. Then we hit the message box. Now, if we go to the call stack, we see so the 2 is the address where the program will return after the execution of message box, and from is the place where it will return, where the I think where the return is or where the function starts. So we have to go back to 2. If we follow 2, we see it will return back here and it was called by this call rpx. So to reach here, if we trace back, call rpx is the one thing I used here is whenever I did a trace back of these functions, I always try to look for the very first comparison or jump that was taken to reach this piece of code. So um, so the first comparison that comes before this is this. Compare if keyword ptrx is equal to 0. If it's not 0, then jump here, add rx10, and if it's 0, it says if jump if not equal to yes. So if it is not 0, then the program will take the jump and drop here. But if it is 0, it will continue, load this address into rax, and then jump to the next step. I think anyways this is gonna jump. And the one good thing to notice that when we trace back from the message box, it will return here, and the next function is jump exit. So we have traced back it correctly, and the program will in fact exit after failing the check and displaying the message box. So that's one thing. So we can do one thing. We can also set a breakpoint here and see, and yeah, we can also see where is the last time RPX loaded. So it's loaded here. Okay, and jump if equal to, then jump jump if equal to load effective address, jump, and then call RPX. All right. Next thing is we can also try to jump back from this function. This function seems to be preparing the arguments for the message box and then calling message box. So we can also try to go back a step further. We jumped to this piece of code, and from there, if we can see what piece of code called this function that sets up the arguments for message box. To do that, we can move a step ahead and jump to the another follow to. So here is the piece. Here's the now this piece of code is what called that function which was preparing the arguments for the message box to appear, that this program doesn't support virtualization. And as you can see, it will return here, which eventually it won't, because there was exit placed in the function later on. So theoretically, according to the call stack, it should return here, but and if we see what was called this call was made, and the program can reach here with by two ways, because there is a return just above it, so it's not possible that the instruction pointer followed through and called this function after the return. That is not necessarily true. And one thing to notice is that there are two jump statements which directly results in jumping to this place. So what I did was I placed two breakpoints. First here the function that is being called just before this jump, and second here, and I'm pretty sure they are the same function. Yes, they are the same function. So just to be safe, I placed them at both these points, because if one of them passes and I did not set breakpoints on both of them, the one that passes will just continue the flow, and that the one that fails might not even get executed. I think I'm not able to put it very correctly. So the thing is, if I don't put breakpoints on both of them, see, so if in some circumstances this isn't this is if I don't put a let's say I disable this breakpoint, in some circumstances this call was made and this wasn't made, so this jump will be taken and I won't be able to trace back what caused the jump. And if I do vice versa over here and I disable this and enable this, and in some circumstances this call is not executed but this is executed, then the same, I won't be able to trace back what caused the jump. So to maximize our chances of tracing back what was the condition that actually caused the program to detect that it's a VM, we set breakpoints on both of these calls. Now let's rerun the program, and entry point. Okay, I'm assuming next will be the yes. And as you can see, a little bit of a little hint there. We have loaded VMware string at the address RAX plus 10. So apparently, yes, this will be checking some a string against RAS or something. So if I, instead of just executing the call, I step into the call and see what exactly is happening at this piece of code. I'll press F7 and now we are in the code that is making the checks. We'll move step by step, and there's another call. Okay. Here is the string. And here is another important piece of code. str. If we look what str actually does. Function str. str is a predefined function used for string handling. Finds the first occurrence of the substring. So it is looking for a specific string in a given string, a specific substring in a given string. So let's see what arguments are being passed to this call. So we are here, and right now we have loaded RCX with the address where this string is stored. So if you follow it in dump one, as you can see, the registry has been read, and we have a whole string of disk identifier here. It says SCSI disk and when NVMe prod VMware virtual N. Right. So if we move further, and as you can see now RDI has been loaded with the address of the string VMware. I think did I not follow something correctly? Follow in dump to right? Yes. So, and there are many strings that this program has been configured to check with. Authenticator, Microsoft, Tron Link Wallet, Bitcoin Core. See, this was the giveaway, the giveaway that this is in fact an info stealer. This has been programmed to look for common wallets and even common desktop names and Ralph's PC. I mean, Solid Wallet. There are many strings in the memory right now, which I observed while doing a dynamic analysis of this malware. So now, since RDI is loaded and RCX is loaded, I think next comes just calling the program or function str. And as you can see, it should return the very first occurrence of this string VMware. So according to, if we look this string up, let's copy text, copy by binary copy. Okay, yeah. And if I go to cybershare from hex substring, I mean, I think it's not really that great. Let's open Python, our good old friend Python. Um, reg value is this, and if we find reg value dot find vmware, this is odd. Okay, so it's case sensitive. Okay, okay, and it's VMware. It returns 24. So what I'm assuming is if this call is made, the RAX should return 24. And 24 in hex should be hex 24 18. Let's see. We have hit the breakpoint and oh, it returns the substring where it starts. Okay, so yes, it returned the address where VMware starts. Did I not read the function or definition of the function correctly? Returns a pointer to the first occurrence. Okay, okay. So it returned the pointer to the first occurrence of VMware. Yeah, that makes sense now. So we have identified the check. Now it made a test and jump if equal to, and now it's returning. It has returned, and as you can see, this jump is being taken. Now if I follow it in dump, wait, sorry, uh, follow in dump selected address. That's odd. Wait, what is this address? 5E6B7. Ah, this should have either 75 or 74 in X. Let me pull up my notes. Oh, I think this is a string. Let me just see. Is it something else? References, coder edition. Yeah, let me increase the size a little bit. And what byte do we have? We have 0f. What does 0f represent? 0f. 2 byte instructions. Okay. Next byte is 85. Jump, not zero. Okay, okay. So this is okay. We are on the right track. I don't know how. While I was back tracing it, I just had to convert a 75 a 74 to 75. This was not there. I think I patched another jump or another condition. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. Let's do this. Do it correctly this time. And so if I change this 85 to 82, that will alter the jump. That'll tell the program to not take the jump. We can copy this address, add it to our notes. Then for the sake of just testing it right now, we can just make a change here. And what was the call that was? We had to just change it to 84, 84. Modify value 84. This jump won't be, will not be taken. If we now continue the execution of program, now this jump is being taken. Sorry, this function is being called, and we don't have anything to worry about. We can skip over this. Again, string is being called to check for virtualbox. So this function was essentially just checking for virtualization and nothing else. All right. Oh, wait, it is actually checking for a lot of strings. I don't think it's the same function, but yes, there are functions that are being called to check for a lot of strings. Edge user data, web notification. Okay, we have a URL. This is the first time I'm seeing a complete URL in this. This is nice to have. Wait, let me follow and dump 3. Damn, that's a very big URL. Copy. Just give me a from hex. It's 4wz.us. I see. This is interesting. This is the first time I'm seeing this URL, so yeah, let's check for virus total. But what is it checking against? Is it checking against that if it's a hyperlink? Okay. Let's see what function called this. We are here. See it where it'll jump to, follow to. That's interesting. Let's add a breakpoint here. What function is this? This is making a lot of checks as I said. And if we go back to call stack and go back here, add a breakpoint here. Nice. Anyways, I was going to virus total to check not the URL but the domain 4wz.us. Okay, it says clean. Cloudflare. Two detected files are making communication with this, and both files are Android. What is this? Riskware, adware. Okay, nothing interesting. Trojan, relation, behavior, and is this URL in there? While this runs, I think I can nothing to suspicious to be found. Okay, never mind. Let's go back where we were and this will return. Let's just follow through. Again, some okay, so this is checking for Discord. All right. So the program exited and we did not receive any pop-up. I accidentally restarted the program by clicking a lot of it. Let's follow through. Okay. Let's okay. So this jump is being taken. I'll just modify the jump to ignore. Follow and dump selected address. Change it to 84 and let it follow through. Follow and remove this. Toggle this breakpoint off and let it run. Let it run again. it is terminated. So we have bypassed the initial VM check that was in place, and now let's patch the binary using hex editor and run a non-debugged version of the binary and perform dynamic analysis and see if there are any IOCs related to file system modification or any network connections being made. So to do that, I'll open up a hex editor. Flare VM provides with two hex editors. I personally find HXD too comfortable to work with. Now, one thing I noticed while patching these executable, the address that we found out is necessarily not the same where you'll find the actual place to patch. So if I go here and search, or let instead of say search, I say go to hexadecimal address offset. So if I say from the beginning, if I go to 55730, no, sorry, it was at 5E68B7. I'll just for the sake of offsets, I'll do a B0, and from the beginning we are at B0, right? And if I remember correctly, it was B7. As you can see on B7, it's 0058TB A3. What we encountered was F0 and 85. So clearly that's not here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rerun this program, reach that breakpoint, this, load it into the dump, and copy these bytes, these array of bytes, binary copy, and then I'll use find instead of jumping to the offset, and I'll search in all direction and see wherever is the first occurrence. And we are blessed with this. Okay, let me search again if there are any. Find again. Oh, there are a lot of occurrences of this. This makes thing difficult for us. 3 shift F3, shift F3. So this is B9 3FF. This is not helping at all. Let's enlarge our search criteria and search for these whole 16 bytes. Yes. Copy, X editor, find, and I don't think these 16 bytes repeat. Yes. So it is at 1E5CB7. So instead of 85, I'll place a 84 here. Okay, cannot open. Okay, this is being used by. Okay, so if I do this and I stop it and I load it off the memory and I place 84, right? Save it as a new file. Let's say save as Discord beta patched .exe.mals. It has been saved as patched binary, and if I go on desktop, here is the original and here's the patched one. And let's start procmon to see if there are any IOCs available from the patched version that bypasses the VM check. And also I'll enable internet simulator from Remnux, see if it makes any internet connection. iNetSim. me see if I have config. So it is 10.10.13.2, right? Let's see if my network is configured to IPv4 DNS server 10.10.13.2. Perfect. And we have IPv4 address of 10.10.13.4 for this VM. Perfect. Now it's time to add a filter. That is if process name is contains Discord, then apply. So as you can see, there are no processes running with the name Discord, so it won't show anything as of now. But if we arm the binary, and also I would like to run Wireshark on Remnux just for logging any traffic activity from this box. And let's filter out ARP. We don't need ARP noise in our capture. And let's see what happens. We run as administrator, and there it goes. It did a lot of things. Let's see if we have any network traffic. It made a DNS request for the domain we found. 4wz.us. Okay, nice. And then it started to connect to port 8080. Well, this is interesting, and in fact, it's nice. Let's see, what do we get? NC minus NVLP 8080. Listening on port 8080. So I think 8080 is some sort of ping back server if or C2 server. If it isn't executed, it'll just try to die, right? Let's see. The program has exited, I believe. Let's just say I'll try to run it again, run as administrator. And if we go back to Remnux, okay, we have a connect protocol connect method with, all right, HTTP, but it's asking for port 443. What did we get? And if we say 200, okay, HTTP 1.1, or how is it? HTTP 1 1.1 200, okay. Content length 0, server 4wz.us. Is it a shell? No, 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 no. It's C2, that's for sure. And I think it's a certificate. Uh, this just got interesting. Yes, it has a TCP connection. Nice. To port 8080. Let's see what actually was the network traffic that was exchanged in port 8080. Where is the response for this frame? I think it's the response is here, and it's it. Yes, it's connecting via TLS. Okay, so I need to start a SSL server. Okay, with the SSL certificate of 4WZ dot US. I see. I think that won't be very hard. I think I can use OpenSSL to create a certificate on the fly. And do I have SOCAT? No. What if I change the port of iNetSim to listen on 8080 instead of 443? Shall I try that? Of course I can try that. Not this sudo vim pc inetsim inetsim.conf. Let's say https bind port. Sorry, what is https fake mode? Okay. 8080 w. Let's start inetsim again, and let's see if our the thing about the thing about this method will be, I think I won't be able to see the requests being made. So that's a downside. And I think after the client disconnected, the thread exited. Yeah, the thread exited. Right, let's try again. Let's run it again. Run as administrator and see if we get any action. Connect for 3. All right. This is Windows API.msm. Okay, here it is. Connect. That's strange. Why did we issue a reset? This is basic Windows traffic. Um, and TCP dot port equal to 8080. Right. This is strange. Why is it posting Microsoft data? This is the first one that we got, and this is the second time. I think inetsim was not able to reply to connect request. It issued a reset, and again and again. Did it configure a proxy? Did it change system settings? I think so. Wait a second. Let's see. Uh, still running. It's still running. Let's filter out registry queries. If operation contains reg ex apply I is much better. Did I see a pcrypt miner.exe somewhere? A lot of user data access. That's a given. Let's also filter path contains .dll. It's not advised, but we don't need any DLL information right now. So it read for quick cookies, history, downloads. It's scouring through the file system to get anything valuable. Let's see if this all is being dumped into a file or path not found. It created a file, app data local temp save saved. Okay, let's see if this file still exists. The There's folder, app data, local, temp, save, there is empty. Set disposition information. Flag file disposition, delete file. Okay. The thread has exited now after failed attempts. Interesting. TCP connect. Only there was a way I was able to but coming back to the question, why is every oh, because I switched the port for HTTPS to 8080. Yeah, that was the proxy. I just remember. Um, start again. Not saving. Return it again and keep a watch here. That was so quick. It creates the file. When it dies, it deletes the file. So it doesn't delete itself, but okay, so I think I need to virus synthret is out of date. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Just realized this bottle can act as a very good green screen. To find a way to create a SSL certificate and use it. Can I use a universal? Oh, I don't think there's an SSL certificate. Um, why does Remnux has a SOCAT installation? I thought it was common for Remnux to have SOCAT. Okay, let's do one thing. Not advised at all. Wait, are there any alternatives apart from SOCAT uh, that can host interactive HTTPS? The thing is, how do I make it interact with the connect request method? Inet sim respond to connect method. Supports methods get head post options. It doesn't support connect. I need something that supports connect. Okay, apart from inetsim, I think we have a tool on Flare itself called FakeNet. That is that somewhat disturbs our existing network configuration, but hey, we have snapshots. We can switch back to the working Flare VM anytime we want. So I think let's just give FakeNet a chance. FakeNet. Don't remember where do I find FakeNet. Network. FakeNet NG and Wireshark. What we can do, we can start Wireshark. Listen on ncat minus nvlp 8080 and also start fakenet.ng administrator. R please, I don't need R. FakeNet ng is next. Array, I don't need your FakeNet ng. It's a lot of code. Anyway, let's without wasting much time start our executable and run as administrator. Received a request for domain w4wz.us. Batch requested TCP. This received a request for domain. Yeah. Discord beta patch requested. Okay. Get ms download update static. Oh. So why were we not receiving? Hmm. Interesting. If this is requested UDP, requested TCP 80 domain, requested 443. And if we go back in proc mode, so it tried to connect to 8080. It's still trying to connect to our. I have closed cat. Nothing happened. Oh, what if, let's redirect 4w.use it to our IP. What is our IP? IP big. It is all right. That let's to the Windows folder. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create an entry in the etc hosts file that will redirect 4wz.us to our IP instead of our IP instead of um, in I think drivers. Sorry, system 32, then drivers. I don't know why they did so deep down the file directory. Hosts, not don't move it, just make a copy out here, edit it with the plain text. 127.0.0.1 and 4w z dot save back to the backup. I know it's nothing much to backup, but still paste continue. Please don't even dare to ask me stuff. All right, and let's see if we get something or run as administrator. it's the same stuff. Okay, so it's trying to connect to HTTPS. Nothing's there. There's HTTPS server. I think we need something. Where are the HTTPS logs? That's the time. My six. There is some 1977. Right. Connection. Else. Let's start it again. Right. Let's kill the fake net. See our internet if it's fucked up or not. Okay. Don't have IPv4 address. Try disconnecting and reconnecting our network adapter. And we have our network back, but oh boy, from point 4 to point 7. The fake net really does mess it up all. Anyways, just okay. Stop and start fresh without saving this. See everything captured. Run the binary again. I think it did not do anything. Oh, we still have a file here. Okay. Well, that was deleted. That was quick. And do we have any internet traffic? Meaningful internet traffic? Think so. Something has messed up. Okay, so now before I reset and lose everything, I'm gonna open HXD and look for the bytes that I used to find the patch. So I'll use 8 bytes, copy them and add them to my notes. No, no. Okay. One batched or right here. Why? Bytes, binary, copy, add them to nodes, and just turn off the machine and reset to the snapshot. Fake net really did a number on us. Um, well, it's been reset. That was fairly quick. The snapshot. So storing a snapshot takes minutes, and restoring it takes less than a minute. That's neat. And now we have some horrible network traffic going on. Start initsym again. Anyways, let's bring back our malware, extract malware, open hex editor. I need to find a way to automate these patches. I know I can do something Python and finding the right offset or something like that, but yeah, editor, game, one, top, version 1.0.4. Oh my god, they are under development. Just a second. Had to close the fan. Um, those bytes, I'll find the offset again. Search, find, hex value. Okay, is change it to 84. I'll not. Let's save. Did I just save it on? So it created a backup on its own. Neat feature. I like it. Anyway, so run as administrator. Go back to Remnux. Okay, so we have a DNS query. Then the machine tried to reach at port 8080. Luck and it deleted. Strange. What if I did a way to start a HTTPS server in Python? All HTTPS server. Does it have any Gunicon or anything like that. Flask, IPython. Okay, we have IPython 3. That's neat. Old Flask. We have Flask. Nice. So what I can do is write a very small Flask app and use a custom certificate for 4wz.us running on port 8080 to just send OK on everything and print out what's being received. Marvelous. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna I have some certificates here. I think I might have OpenSSL in history. History grep on SSL. And I forgot. OpenSSL can host a server. Wow. Um, we'll set a RFQDN to 4wz.us for generating the certificate and start our own OpenSSL server. See what do connection. Okay, doesn't matter. Have I not fixed HTTPS to use? Why are we receiving? Anyways, start this again. Run as administrator. See, connect. L3 get required. Okay. String, string. That did not work. What if I use the certificate that I created earlier? I think that's more wild card. That worked. Too soon. Start again. Later. Yep, it has some error. Do I need to host a proxy instead of HS? So it's HTTPS tunnel error. Okay. Due to misconfiguration, it does not initiate handshake. Right. Let's try. We have burp and remnux. Burp. Yes, we have burp community edition pro. Let's listen on all interface. Just please execute. I don't want your advice on Java versions right now. I accept. Yeah, yeah, temporary project. Oh, let's configure option, edit all interface. That's more like it. Recept. Let's try that again, shall we? Run as administrator. Design it's working, it's working. So this worked. So it is downloading, it just try to download some updates. Disallowed cert or through ctldlwindowsupdate.com. What is this website? Looks legit, but is it legit? Rule number one, nothing's legit. Rule number one of threat hunting, nothing's legit. It. Yeah, it's trickbot IOCs X by X malware. Let's see. I mean, trickbot was an info stealer. Maybe this is trickbot. Go to web address, threat identification, trickbot. Nope. Is Google locking still thing on? Search this site paste pen dot. Indexed. No, doesn't work. Paste bin free Roblox. Yeah, of course.